Okay, folks, here's 8-ball pattern play video 2. Let's bust them up and see what we've got this time. Two balls down on the break. Pretty solid break. We got to tie up through here. That's no good. We got to tie up through here. Let's get our ball in hand before we forget about it. Let's see, man, this becomes really tough. So it's tough. It's tough because you have the 10 ball and you have the 7 ball that are pretty tied up right now. So what we want to try and figure out is a way to be effective while not causing too much trouble. So let's check out our issues here. We've got the 3 and the 12, and this commonly happens during 8-ball. Like the patterns are just awesome, except there's one tie up and it's normally a solid and a strike. So we have this tie up here, and we have this tie up here. Now, when we start picking our table layouts, there's one thing that we don't want to overlook, and that's what we call odd shots, carom shots, combo shots, billiard shots, all kinds of shots like this. So as we're looking through the rack, I'm not saying we shoot them, but here's what we have to recognize because we have ball in hand. This combination will go. The 14 ball will come off the rail, off the 10 in the corner pocket. If I shot the 13 ball into the 7, on the 7's left side, your right side of your screen, if I shot it over here, I could shoot the 10 into the corner pocket. So we have these options to us, and now we have to determine, after you see all these shots, which balls are the appropriate balls to take. Well, the 3 ball doesn't really do us any good until the 2 ball gets out. So we can use ball in hand to shoot the 3 ball out here, but my problem with trying to make sure that your opponent is not shooting is this 7 ball. That ball bothers me. So we want to try to attack stripes in this case. Now, with that being said, stripes kind of sucks too, because we got the 12 ball that's tied up. So if we start with the 12, how are we going to commit to getting these balls down here out of the way? We can use the 14 to clip off the rail off the 10. That's a pretty tough shot. You can also shoot the 13 ball down there at the combination, but now what you have to realize is that the 7 ball is going to move. So if the 7 ball moves, we have to have a backup shot just in case the 7 ball maybe goes in front of the 11 or the 10. So what I'm going to do here, this is going to be a very important first shot. I'm going to shoot the 12 in the side, and the shot that I choose to try to free the 10 ball is to shoot the 14 off the rail, off the 10 into the corner pocket. So I think that's the best way that I can control the scenario. So I have to start with the 12 in the side, and I have to put high spin on the ball to come all the way down here and then shoot this ball. So I'm looking at trying to get down through here past the middle diamond. I don't really want to get too far. It's kind of a touchy shot. I don't want to be beyond this diamond, and I probably don't even want to be beyond my half diamond mark, or else it's going to get pretty difficult for me. So let's try to send the ball down to the second rail, or the second diamond on the rail there. We're going to see if we can make a nice out, because this is difficult. All right, so we're down here in this area. This is the shot. This is the shot that's going to make or break us. So I'm going to shoot this with just a little bit of force. I've got the 9 ball here that'll take me to the 15. So I'm going to try to cause a controlled disruption here. So a good chance I could miss this ball as well. I got to hit it pretty good. But this is the shot that we're willing to take here because your opponent here is a 800 level player and you're playing big table 8 ball. So let's see if we can make a nice shot happen here. Ooh, it rattled. Okay, so you saw how everything was going through there, right? And my ball's pretty deep in the corner pocket, so there was a pretty good chance that that was going to work. So now, unfortunately, Solids comes back up to the table, but here's a shot that you may not notice. If we can hit this 14 ball here with the 7, there's a chance that we can make both balls. In the event that we don't make both balls, the 7 ball will sit in the pocket in front of the 10 ball. So we want to hit just slightly on the long rail side of the 14 ball to try to create a follow. We don't have to hit this pretty hard. And in the event that we make this, I know a lot of players would shoot this ball. We will potentially get out of the rack here. So I'm gonna swing at it. I think part of this process of these videos is getting you to see balls that you may not be willing to shoot normally. So I'm gonna put a little bit of low right hand spin on this, left hand spin if you're looking at your screen. But this is low right. I'm gonna try to make both these balls spinning the cue ball towards the middle of the table. Okay, so both balls went in. Now I've got a 3 ball that is available, but it's a real tough shot. So when we start to look at these shots here, we got to think, what is a way that we can just pocket a ball to work to get out of the rack here? The 6 ball goes in the corner pocket. Well, I don't want to lie to you, so I'm going to double check here, but it did just a second ago. Oh yeah, it's got the whole pocket. So now we have to make one nice shot that is going to make or break the scenario here. Now, where a lot of people think that the 3-2 combination is the shot to shoot, it's not. It's the 5 ball in the corner pocket. Because the 5 ball in the corner pocket, if you make it, you don't have to do anything with the cue ball to bring it to a favorable area for you. Whether if it's the 6 ball in the corner pocket or whether if it's the 2 in the corner, kind of just depends on where the cue ball is going to go. So I'm not going to think too much about it. I'm just going to try to cut the 5 ball in the corner pocket. So we'll see what happens here. Not going to hit it real hard. Make the ball. Try our best anyways. Tough shot. Got some luck hitting off that ball, which is good. That's okay. So the cue ball came out. We do have our 6 ball, but here's a potential problem. I know some players don't like shooting close to a ball. So before we go, we look at the 3-2 combination. We look at it. We don't necessarily shoot it. Okay, now the 3-2 combination isn't really bad. You make the 2 ball, the 3 ball come off the rail a little bit out here. So this isn't a shot that you have to hit overly hard. You just have to make sure that you're making the ball here. So I'm going to shoot it. I'm not going to shoot it real hard. So real nice. You're cutting the 3 into the 2. And now we can use our 6 ball as our last ball to get on the 8. So I'm going to come off the rail here. I'm going to start to come back down table here. I'm going to put high left on this ball so I only have to use 1 rail. I'm just working to get towards the middle of the table really. Okay, so now we have a pretty wide open pocket here, and players can do one of 2 things. They can shoot the ball in the corner and they can draw over here, or they can come off the rail and back up. I don't mind coming off the rail here. I already have a pretty tough shot, so I want to make sure that I make the ball and I feel more comfortable rolling the ball here than drawing the ball. So I'm going to aim straight high. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of love. I'm not super high, but I'm about a tip high. I'm going to hit it forcefully here. Oh, you got to make the ball. Got to make the ball. See, normally, sometimes I know people delete these videos, but we're human, and when we're trying to figure out an 8-ball rack, we have to try to figure out things that are going to better ourselves. So I don't mind showing you that I miss. Not a big deal. So now here you go, right? You've been given the golden opportunity. The player that was supposed to run out on you has allowed you to reapproach the table. So we want to make sure here, whatever mistakes we just made, we don't make again. So what we're going to do here, we're going to try to create a nice out where we're not doing a lot of work. But the first shot here that we probably need to play is to get this 11 ball out of the way. So I'm going to draw this ball. I'm going to draw this ball through here. And I like that shot because I got the 9 in the corner, I got the 10 in the corner, I got the 13 here in the side if the ball comes all the way out. So I'm just going to try to draw between this piece here. I'm not putting any right hand spin on it. The angle is going to help me do it. I have a little angle on this 11 ball. See, so now just depending on where the cue ball goes, it's what ball I play. So I got a really good shot at the 9. I'm right-handed here, so you got to take that into consideration too. Left hand, if I'm left-handed, I probably shoot the 10. But what I don't like about shooting the 10 right now is that I'm somewhat over a ball, and it's taking me somewhere where there's not a lot of room to work. There's a lot of room to work with, but there's really no ball that's over there. So I'm gonna shoot the 9, and I'm gonna go to the 15 right now. And then we'll try to see what we've got left over here. Made sure I came off the rail there just in case I wanted to do some extra work. So now that I look at this is getting pretty difficult. We want to leave our 10 ball till last. So what we really want to be is really just about the middle of the table. So we can shoot it with a draw stroke and come off the rail and back, like back in this area to shoot the 8 ball over here. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to move the cue ball this way over here. I'm going to try to shoot the 13 inside and come off the rail and get through here. So nothing overly there. That was just a center ball and just using a cut line. So now it's time to try to get to the middle of the table here. I'm going to put a touch of right hand spin on this just so I can keep my angle. Work to the middle of the table. Not bad. Could have gone a little better here. All right, so here's a shot that a lot of players shy away from. That I don't mind on a bar table. On a 9 foot, it becomes a little more difficult, and that's the 3 rail shape on the 8. So I need to get like out here if I'm going to draw the ball off the rail, because now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the ball. It's going to come to about here, and now it's going to come to about here. So let's try to get perfect a little bit here. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some running English on the ball. So what running English is the inside part of the cue ball. In this case, that's going to help the cue ball move around the table. So in this case, it is left-hand English. So I'm going to shoot the 10 ball here with top left. It's going to come off this rail, hopefully come 1, 2, 3 around the pool table here. I got to let my stroke out a little bit here. Going to have to hit this ball pretty firm here. And I got to the middle of the table, which isn't too bad, but considering I could have put just low right on that ball and drawn back to this spot, it kind of didn't do me any good. So now we just got to make the 8 ball here, buckle down. Just above center ball, we can let the ball roll here. Don't do anything that's crazy. Just make the ball. Okay, so we got out of the rack. So there is an explanation of a 2-inning rack, where your breaker misses and then your opponent misses and then you run out. So good video. See you on the next one.